Back at Cobo Arena, it's half-time. Detroit Rockers leading the Canton Invaders 9-6.
Yeah, Detroit's doing exactly what they need to do here. They need a big win here to get them back in the standings, Ian.
Yeah, it's been a tough road so far for the Rockers. Having won the championship last season, hopes and expectations were high coming in. But the Detroit Rockers in some way are a marked team. And you look at the standings, got to be a little bit disappointing. The team is at 5-12. The Baltimore Spirit, meanwhile, the Rockers' next opponents, currently leading the American division at a healthy 11-3, although they lost last night to Buffalo. Cleveland Crunch in second place at 11-4, and Buffalo, who beat Baltimore, are in third place at 10-6.
Yeah, clearly, those three teams are clearly the front runners in this league. Now, the Canton Invaders in fourth place right now are the ones that the Rockers need to catch to get that last playoff spot. Only 4 teams will make it from the American division. Detroit currently at the bottom at 5-12. Canton's on a pace, well, they're actually a little bit ahead of 500, but they're going to finish with around a 500 record. So the Rockers need to come back and get a 500 record for this season.
Well, we'll just take a break from talking about the standings to look at the halftime stats. You see Detroit just 1 shot shy of Canton there, 16 shots to Canton 17, but pretty even across the board there, Nick.
Yeah, very consistent in the stats. The one thing that doesn't show is that crucial man-down goal. That's a heartbreaker. Anytime you do give up a man-down goal, it does take a lot of spirit out of any team. I'm going to take a look at the national standings here coming up shortly.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the American division after the national division, but Wichita Wings, really strong start for them. It should be 10-5 actually, the Wichita Wings. They're a half game ahead of the Kansas City Attack. Rockers have yet to play Wichita, but from what we hear, very strong team. Kansas City Attack, we did see here a couple of weeks ago. They came in fact, the Rockers' last home game, and really looked a very strong team in beating the Rockers 17-9. Chicago Power, the Rockers have played out their season series against the Power, 10-8. Chicago Power currently are. The series was split against the Rockers. Rockers won here, Chicago won there. St. Louis, Milwaukee and Denver all under 500, and they'll be fighting for that last playoff spot in the National Division.
Yeah, the National Division, if you look, 500 records. Chicago Power just over 500, as the Canton Invaders are, yet they're in third place, Canton in fourth. Clearly, the American division is the tougher.
Well, I won't get a chance to talk about the American division, but we need to go to a break now. So we'll leave you with that National Division standings board, and we'll be back at Cobo after the break.
Filtered milk, genuine draft. The world's a very cool place.
Alive and kicking, the Rockers are gonna roll.
The Detroit Rockers, 1992 NPSL champs, are back at Cobo Arena for a third action-packed season of indoor soccer excitement, featuring Superman Andy Chapman and goalie sensation Brian the Goose Finnerty. Tickets only $14 and $10, kids $7. Tickets on sale now for all home games at the box office at all Ticketmasters.
It's alive and kicking, alive and kicking.
It wakes up sleepy purples and helps canary yellows to fly. It gives the blues a wonderful bump, and even helps the roses to look rosier. It's Fuji color, and it's the reason why more people are looking into Fuji films every day. Fuji, a new way of seeing things.
The boys are back. Bad boys. Rough boys. Call them what you will. These boys know how to get the job done. The Pistons are back. Back for a season of surprises. On Pass Sports. Just watch us.
Pistons face their Central Division foe, Kevin Willis and the Hawks, Thursday night. The game is on Fast.
And we're back at Cobo Arena, just seeing some of the youngsters playing out on the field there. Love to come down in Cobo and take part in these activities, both pre-game and at halftime. For information on how teams can do that, you can call Donna Hunter at the Rockers office, 396-7574, and Donna will take care of you. And the American division, having seen the national division there, we see Baltimore, Cleveland and Buffalo that we were talking about, the three new teams that have come over, stocked with talent from the old MSL, and I think some of that talent is really showing through.
Yeah, you can definitely see a difference in the standings and the level of play from the teams, those three teams in particular, and then Kansas City or Wichita over in the other division.
Well, Canton are currently at 8-7. They lost in Dayton yesterday evening, 26-11. And got really soundly beaten there. And the Harrisburger Heat, who are really the team of the moment, they started the season 2-8 and have currently got a 6-game winning streak going. And they're just a half game back of Canton for that fourth and final playoff spot. The top 4 teams in each division will make the playoffs. So it's important to get into that 4th place. And if we remember back to last season, the Detroit Rockers in fact finished 3rd in their division, 5th overall, and yet still went all the way.
Yeah, what Detroit has to do now is focus on getting into the playoffs. And basically, they're going to need a 500 record to get into the playoffs. There's 5 teams there at 500 or better, and Detroit's at least going to have to get to 500, which means they're going to have to go 15-8 the remainder of the year. They're going to have to beat all the teams that are not in the top 3 playoff spots. They have to go 15-8. They've got 9 games left with teams that are in the top 3 playoff spots, either in the American or the National Division. So they have to win some of those games, as well as all the other games against Canton and Harrisburg and the other teams that are trying to
Those are must-win games, and obviously it starts this afternoon. This is a must-win game for the Rockers. If you don't win today, you go 5.5 games back of Canton, and you're starting to build that hole there. And the Dayton Dynamo, who will be here in 2 weeks' time, currently hold on to 6th place. Good win over Canton last night, 26-11. But the Rockers, I think, played well over the last 5 games. Unfortunately, the 2 narrow losses to Chicago, and then on Friday night against Canton. Just got to keep plugging away and hoping that things turn around.
Yeah, I think they're on their way today. They're doing a great job today. All 5 players that are on the field, pressuring the ball up and down the field. And the second half, they keep it up, they're going to win this game.
Well, the score is 9-6. Catch the last little glimpse of the youngsters out on the field, and we'll be back at Cobo Arena. Detroit 9, Canton 6.
The National Division champs take on the world champion Buffalo Bandits, Pittsburgh Bulls, Boston Blazers, and New York Saints. You can be part of the action for one low price. Detroit Turbo season tickets start as low as $50 and make a great holiday gift. Call 313-396-7575 to order now. Regular season begins January 16th at Joe Louis Arena. For more action, you'd have to join the team.
You're right. Ford does build in toughness, but we also build in things that help you drive safely. 4-wheel anti-lock brakes are standard on Explorer and Bronco.
Built-in child seats are available on Aerostar, and both Aerostar and Club Wagon offer driver's side airbags. Ford builds tough trucks, but we also build long-term relationships.
The best-built, best-selling American trucks are built Ford tough.
Alive and kicking, the Rockers are gonna roll.
The Detroit Rockers, 1992 NPSL champs, are back at Cobo Arena for a third action-packed season of indoor soccer excitement, featuring Superman Andy Chapman and goalie sensation Brian the Goose Finnerty. Tickets only $14 and $10, kids $7. Tickets on sale now for all home games at the box office at all Ticketmasters.
It's alive and kicking. Alive and kicking.
And welcome back to Cobo Arena. Still in the half-time activities here. I'm hoping we're going to get a chance just to take a little look at the pre-game ceremony which saw Andy Chapman sworn in as an American citizen. Really quite a unique event. I know Andy was thrilled to bits to be able to be involved in that, and certainly to have it before a Rockers game. And here we see Judge Patrick Duggan, who kindly consented to come down and swear Andy Chapman in. And here we see Andy repeating after Judge Duggan those words which from today will make him officially an American citizen. I know it's a big thing for his family.
Of whom or all which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by law. That I will perform work of national importance under civil direction when required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation, or purpose of evasion, so help me God. Congratulations and welcome.
Well, Andy getting a little tongue-tied towards the end there, but that really is tremendous for Andy, and I congratulate him and his family, wife Patty, daughter Lily, and son Dylan. It was great to see that take place on the field before the game.
Andy and his teammates now preparing to do battle in the second half.
Absolutely.
Against the Invaders.
An apt name, the Invaders, I guess, after that little ceremony. And with that kickoff, I think the Invaders encroached a little there. Came into the centre circle a little too early. Free kick to the Rockers. Randy Prescott will take it. Across to Rizzi. And into Bowers. Bowers plays the ball back out to Rizzi. To Prescott. Andy Chapman posting up there. Got just the one assist so far to his name in this afternoon's game. And Prescott there, an awkward situation, but does a really good job. Couldn't play the ball before, or when it was outside the yellow line, because that would have been an infraction. You cannot play that ball back. Just let the ball run over the yellow line and then just nudged it back to keeper Brian Finnerty. Rizzi. Here's Chapman getting manhandled there by Troy Edwards. Canton breaks it up. Alex Tarnoczi on the far side, up against the boards. He's going to hold it. Play the ball off to Casamani. Casamani into De Florio. Rockers there, a little space there for Casamani. Can't get good wood on it. Fortunate bounce there for De Florio. Edwards back into Casamani. Good player, Ali Casamani, when he was with the Cleveland Force. Then went on to the Tacoma Stars in the MSL, but not really played an awful lot over the last 2 or 3 years. Andy Chapman getting tangled up with Pedro De Brito in the Rockers box.
Andy trying to get that one across to Scott Garrity there, and is close to the boards there. Difficult to play the ball when it is that close to the boards sometimes.
Pisano to De Florio, into the corner to Keenan Michael. Back to De Florio. He's going to get his head up, look deep into the corner and find Casamani. Andy Chapman there taking up a defensive role. Here's Keenan Michael, strokes the ball into Kenny Pryor. Good defence at the moment from the Rockers, no openings for Canton. Canton are keeping possession. Ball knocked into Kenny Pryor. Randy Prescott not letting him turn. Pryor holds on to it, he's back out. Keenan Michael again, knocks the ball into DeFlorio. DeFlorio looks for Dick McCormick, but it's broken up Prescott. Garrity knocking the ball into the corner. And Salgado quickly out of the box there, catching Keenan Michael almost by surprise. Alaski rolls it out to Pisano, who looks to turn Pfeiffer, but doesn't do so. And that frees up Salgado. Salgado looking for support. Finds some in Ronson. Ronson fires it in quickly. Pfeiffer off the boards. Can't get enough on it. And it falls to Alaski to John Dugan. Ball in, but Ronson's going to get to that one first. And he'll play it out to Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer checks back inside. Holds off the defender. Tries to find Ronson. Doesn't do so. Salgado tries to drag it back there with the sole of his foot. But it finds way to Pisano. He gives it up. Again now with Salgado, fires the ball in, but one's just going to go harmlessly over the bar. And there'll be a goal kick to the Canton Invaders.
Well, Detroit here in the opening bit of the second half as opposed to the first half. Detroit was pressuring more in the midfield in the first half. Now they're staying back. They're making sure they're not giving up any early goals. They're giving up a bit of the possession of the play, but they're not giving up any early goals here. Canton's got the ball a bit, but they're just going to make sure they keep this 3-point lead here. And hopefully Canton will open themselves up in the back. Detroit will get a counter.
Both teams look as though they're sticking by one of the old defensive adages in the league to keep two players back at all times. In that first quarter, the Rockers were going forward with gay abandon, really. And it paid off. But if you don't make those opportunities pay, you're going to be in trouble at the back. So deciding to be a little bit more cautious to start in the second half. And we played 3 minutes and 24 seconds in the second half. Ronson knocks the ball into Salgado. Salgado, two players in close attention, and it's Edwards. Poor ball from Edwards though. Isarov knocks it back to Finnerty, who comes out across his own yellow line, because remember, you can't kick it across both yellow lines in the air. And should he want to play the ball in deep, it needs to be across his own yellow line to do so. Jay White and Troy Edwards, two tough competitors there. D'Annunzio brings it away. Ronson breaks up that attack, knocks it back to Finnerty. Finnerty, with that gun of an arm of his, finds Chapman in the corner. Chapman brings it down, finds Ronson. Ronson will look this side to Jay White. Jay White, Rockers all-time leader in 3-point goals. Doesn't take one. Bowers stumps that one in. Tarnoczi gets that one on the arm. You'll be feeling that one in the morning. White plays it in. Chapman there just can't quite get the handle on it. Always makes himself available though. Tough player to mark that post-up position, Andy Chapman. And there's Bobby D'Annunzio with a bit of space in front of him. He fires it in across the Rockers' box, and there's a chance for the Rockers now to break. 3v2 opportunity. Puts it through to Isarov. Isarov back to Ronson. He'll shoot and goes past the post. And now we have a 2-on-2 for Canton. And that one is called by referee Barry Deathridge as a yellow line violation. Rockers playing the ball back into their own zone. Again, that's another opportunity that the Rockers may rue as the game goes on.
Yeah, 3v2 on that. They did get a shot on goal, though. If you have a 3v2, the one thing is you have to get the shot off. They did get a shot off, not quite on goal. Billy just at the outside of the post there.
Again, that shot's finding its way all the way to the goal there. That's got to be a concern for the Rockers. But should that one go in, that's worth 3 points there, from either on or outside the yellow line. One swift swing of the boot and it could all be tied. Shots on goal at the moment, all tied at 17. And just over 5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Neither team yet to get on the scoreboard in the second half. Good play by Garrity and Isarov there, good combination. And there's Tarnoczi. Breaks it up. Back to Arlaski.
Neither team here really wanted to pick up the pace here. They're both fairly content. Even though Canton's losing their third game in 3 days, they don't want to get into a race for the whole entire second half. So even though they're down by 3, I'm sure they feel that they can score a couple of goals sometime during the course of the second half. So they're not ready yet to go all out and put everything they have into this.
Canton are missing 3 of their more experienced campaigners. Denzel Antonio, all-star defender Kia, their leading scorer with 54 points. They're both out. And I notice on the bench, out of uniform, last season's player head coach, this season just a player, Benny Dargle. Has not seen any action and doesn't appear to be likely to. Salgado holds on, back to Rizzi. To Bowers. And Salgado making another great run. Good ball in there from Rizzi, just bypassed Kenny Pryor. Salgado twists and turns. Sends Pryor totally the wrong way on that one. Looking for Marco Rizzi, and he's got a bit of space now. That's 3 points. Rizzi gets his own rebound and it's in! Marco Rizzi, 2-point goal. That's his first 2-point goal for the club. And a very welcome time to get it.
Nice hard shot by Rizzi. The first one just missed the net, followed up his own rebound. Got to it, pushed it by goalkeeper. Had his hands on it, just went through. He couldn't turn Canton defenders coming out instead of back there helping them.
There we see the pre-game stats for Marco Rizzi. 8 games, 2 assists, 2 points. Make that now 9 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 4 points. There we see the first shot from outside the yellow line. Alaski can't get it, like all good players should do. Rizzi follows in on the shot, gets good wood on the second one with his left foot, and Alaski can't hold it. Now the Rockers with a 5-point lead. The Rockers 11 and the Canton Invaders 6. And that's Keenan Michael, and that's a goal kick to the Rockers.
5-point lead now. Rockers just need to keep doing what they did at the opening of this half. Stay back, make sure that everybody's goal side. Don't give up any great scoring opportunities. No 2v1s, 3v2s.
And the key is to play it a little bit more cautiously, perhaps. Let the Canton Invaders come to them a little bit and then try and exploit whatever gaps are left in behind. But having built a 6-point lead and seen that almost totally disappear, now back at a 5-point lead. Scoring summary, Marco Rizzi, and he'll be a little bit upset that he didn't get the assist as well.
Rizzi,
John Dugan breaks, John Dugan shoots, and that one comes off the outside of the post. But thankfully for the Rockers, stays out of the net. Keenan Michael finds Dick McCormick. John Dugan in the Andy Chapman position there, top of the box. He gets the ball. Those long legs, managed to poke that one. Dick McCormick. Billy Ronson there, tidies that one up. Pulls Bron Pfeiffer off the ball and feeds it forward to Salgado. Looking to play that ball himself off the boards. Didn't quite happen. Good play there from Keenan Michael. Andy Prescott read that one well. And that one is called as a yellow line violation, but I think...
yeah, Randy's not too happy with the call.
That one actually came off a Canton player.
Yes,
quite clearly seen, or clearly visible up here in the box. But then the game is a lot easier to play and referee when you're up here in the box. Only one player in the wall this time, Oscar Bizzano. And that one deflects off John Dugan, and Brian Finnerty clutches thankfully onto that one. Slows it down, Marco Rizzi.
Good smart play by Brian that time. Slow the ball down, keep possession.
Good ball from Rizzi, deep into the corner. Chapman looks to play that one off the boards, does so. Sean Bowers. Good slide there from Bowers, and the referee was going to call it, but played the advantage there with Canton in possession. Good call from
Good non-call. Good non-call by the referee.
And Canton again with Bobby D'Annunzio, NPSL All-Star on 3 occasions. Cut out well by Prescott. D'Annunzio doing the Marco Rizzi there, following his own ball in off the boards.
Four players from the Rockers back in their own defensive third now.
That's a tough ball there. Rizzi doing very well. Troy Edwards playing that one in off the glass above the Rockers' goal. Difficult ball there for Marco Rizzi and Brian Finnerty, but they got it away. John Dugan. And that's a block by Randy Prescott. And that one will go for a corner kick. And with a timeout on the field, we'll take this chance to take a break. 6:22 remain, and in the third quarter, the Rockers 11 and the Canton Invaders 6.
Alive and kicking, the Rockers are gonna roll.
The Detroit Rockers, 1992 NPSL champs, are back at Cobo Arena for a third action-packed season of indoor soccer excitement, featuring Superman Andy Chapman and goalie sensation Brian the Goose Fennerty. Tickets only $14 and $10, kids $7. Tickets on sale now for all home games at the box office at all Ticketmasters.
It's alive and kicking, alive and kicking.
Wolverine and Spartan hockey in Detroit. The battle on Joe Louis Arena's ice continues Saturday, January 30th, 7 p.m. as the University of Michigan and Michigan State University face off in the CCHA regular season matchup. Last year, Michigan took 2 games away from MSU. This year, it comes down to 1 game. Will the Wolverines make it 3 in a row? Don't miss this year's explosive rematch between these 2 arch rivals. Tickets now at the box office at all Ticketmasters. Sponsored by Chief and Eagle Dealers, Coke, JBL, Miller, WLLC, and Pass.
We're back at Cobo Arena. With the Rockers leading Canton 11-6. Corner kick after that block from Randy Prescott. And the Filter Rockers absolutely stone cold. Ball played in, playing a run from the edge of the box. And just like that, it's 11-8. 2-point goal for the Canton Invaders.
Jay White a little upset at himself. He's still in the back of the net with the ball there, banging it around. He's knocking the boards around as well here. I think player snuck in behind him there on that if we get a chance to look at the replay.
Well, it's always frustrating when you have a timeout and you've got the opportunity to set up. You know what you're coming back on the field for, a corner kick, and then you give up the 2-point goal, having worked very hard to build that lead up again to 5 points. But here we go, 3-point lead again for the Rockers, 11-8. Just over 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Ronson there, knocking the ball into Pfeiffer, back to Ronson, off the boards, almost through to Salgado. Olaski waving his players forward. There's Troy Edwards. Might want to come all the way across the field to Bobby D'Annunzio just down in front of us. That's a good shot from D'Annunzio, who incidentally on Friday night scored a 3-point goal for the Canton Invaders. His first 3-point goal of the season. Scoring summary on that one, Bobby D'Annunzio and Alex Tarnoczi finishing off the play at 8:39 with a 2-point goal. And that one's headed back into the thankful arms of Olaski by Ali Kazamani, who makes his way back to the Canton bench. Rockers needing to step things up a little bit here. Canton playing more of a possession game at present. Jay White will cut that one out and also gets it at the second attempt to play it forward to Salgado. He's in a Canton sandwich down there. Doesn't get the call, a little frustrated. And that one is called as a yellow line violation. Canton taking the ball back into their own zone. Restart for the Rockers at the yellow line. We'll see the fans there, and Tom Yisrov comes in, thumps that one. Salgado, Gerrity tries to side foot that one in, but it wouldn't go. Back to Bowers, takes the shot there, snatches at it a little bit. A little bit behind Sean. Sean decided to try and get as much power as he could, ball bouncing a little bit behind him. Not much you can do with those if you're going to try and get power. It's going to go in the air there. That's a goal kick. Here's Frank Olaski, rather snazzy yellow, black and red shirt. Frank Olaski's first season in Canton. It's rather unusual to see anybody but perennial NPSL MVP Jamie Swanner in the nets. He, of course, now wearing the colours of the Buffalo Blizzard. Little shove there from Keenan Michael. Good run outside there. Great blocking tackle from Randy Prescott. Mentioned the block he did just before the break, which ultimately led to the Canton Invaders scoring the goal off the corner kick. Randy over his entire career with the Rockers, only missed one game. Quite an amazing record. And Salgado bundled off the ball, but Rizzi gets a piece of it. And there's Borkowski, plays in front, that's going to fall for Dugan. Good block from Rizzi. Borkowski back to the bench, and Tarnoczi will take his place. Salgado. There's Prescott on Tarnoczi going for it. Rizzi, that's an awkward one for Finnerty, but it's going to go all the way into the box. Thankfully for him. Just plays the ball across, far side, back in front of the Rockers bench. He knocks the ball back to Scott Garrity, and he'll play it across. No, he won't. He'll go to Finnerty first, and Finnerty will play it across to Prescott. Finnerty to Tommy Isserov. Bowers has stayed back there to help him. More space in the corner for Salgado. And he's got McCormick in close attention. Salgado knocks the ball back for Isserov.
Good play right now by the Rockers, slowing it down. 3-point lead, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Keep a little possession, gain a little momentum.
That's right, let the Canton Invaders work a little bit without the ball.
It's a lot funner running when you have the ball than when you don't have the ball.
Absolutely, Isserov from distance. It's going to come all the way back to him. And he's going to turn there. Now he's got McCormick in close attendance. Garrity tries to lift the ball in there for Bowers, but it's cut out by Tarnoczi. John Dugan. Interesting change there, hopping across the boards, Tom Bialik. That one's played in, Prescott in there, tough on DeFlorio. Good bounce off the boards there, Garrity just strips the ball away. Infinity almost lost the handle on that one. And there's whistles blowing in all direction. Officials were prepared to let that one go, and then decided that having blown the whistle, they ought to stop play. Jay White now on the ball. Knocks the ball over to Salgado. Ronson takes it away from him. Ronson now brings it all the way back out. And Isserov looking for Salgado to make some moves there. Salgado going to try and post up there. He gets the ball played in. Edwards behind him. Gives him a little nudge, gets away with it. Canton in possession. D'Annunzio. I'm just going to say that both teams seem to be keeping possession very well there. The next thing that happens, Canton give it away and Detroit give it straight away back.
Billy Ronson, Billy's been, since I've been watching him, he plays the ball into the corner very well. He always goes down the boards. He's got a nice little pass, just hugs those boards, goes down, not too tight, just off. Canton now on the attack.
D'Annunzio away by Isserov. And that one's going to come all the way back to the top of the Detroit Rockers penalty box with only 1:19 left.
Gino DeFlorio.
Gino DeFlorio there. He's going to talk it over with Bobby D'Annunzio.
Gino was down open and wide open down in the corner, and Bobby tried to get it to him. Then the other Canton player who had bounced off to tried to get it to him. He's a little upset that they couldn't. But good forwards want the ball when they're open.
3-player Rockers rule. White, Prescott, Pfeiffer. Isserov just to Jay White's right. And Ronson also. And there's a little fake there. Had the wall have split, I think DeFlorio was going to shoot, but nothing happened as far as that was concerned. So Canton take the opportunity to call a timeout. So with just 1:18 left, we'll stay right here at Cobo Arena and look at the Rockers' upcoming TV schedule. Next game in 2 weeks' time. We mentioned before that was Family Day. That also sees the Dayton Dynamo pay their second visit here to Cobo Arena. If you remember back, the Dynamo won their first ever game here at Cobo and spoiled the Rockers' home opener this season. Sunday, February the 14th, the Baltimore Spirit will pay their second and final visit to Cobo. Canton will be back here on Friday, March the 19th. And the TV schedule, regular season TV schedule, will finish on Friday, March the 26th, when the St. Louis Ambush, with a very well-known former Rockers player in their lineup, will pay their only visit to the season. Dan O'Keefe will be back wearing his famous number 21. This time it will be the St. Louis. Now remember last time what happened after there was a break on a set piece. The Canton Invaders scored a 2-point goal. So beware Rockers.
Well, it's a very difficult situation here for the Rockers. They've got 3 in the wall. which if Canton spread out their 4 players, put one over the ball and spread out the other 4, they've got 2 2-on-1 situations that they could develop here. See who runs over the ball here. I'm sure Bobby will just run over. Now they've got should have 2 open options. A little behind the player.
Well, the reason there's 3 men in the wall, Nick, I know that Brian Tinney and his players have talked at length about this great throw from Finnerty to Prescott. Plays the ball out in front of the boards. Good play from Jay White there. Very acrobatic, but he had to do it. Had he not have got there, and that one was Alex Tarnoczi in on his own from Pfeiffer. Good crunching tackle.
Well, the fans appreciating the play from Jay White there.
And that one's foot up, I would have thought, against Tarnoczi. Oh, good ball there from Isserov. Quick 3v2 opportunity, and that's Bowers. Got a free shot on goal, and it's in! 2-point goal, Sean Bowers! And that was a very well played 3v2. Tommy Isserov, don't know if that was intentional, but if it was, what a fantastic early ball to Bron Pfeiffer.
Yeah, it looked like it was intentional. That's the key to setting up a 3v2 is turning it from the defense as quick as you can, and one touch from Isserov sent Braun on his way, and of course Braun then attacking quickly was able to get the ball across there to Sean.
Well, he committed the defender, and Sean Bowers, with that sort of opportunity, just blasts it high into the net. And here we see Bowers knocks it in front of him, settles himself, and thumps into the roof of the net. They're great goals to see when they go into the roof of the net like that.
Yeah.
On the break now, that's Tarnoczi, but broken up by Pfeiffer. Good ball into Jay White. And he plays it around the defender. And if I get the opportunity, I will talk about that 3-man wall for the Rockers.
Just
now let's just stay with this with just 16 seconds left on the clock. Important time of the game with the Rockers now 13-8 in front. Don't want to be giving up a goal at this stage. Alex Tarnoczi, Prescott, who's in there, Rizzi, 4 seconds to go. That one's going to come all the way out. D'Annunzio with the shot. Oh, and Brian Finnerty. Well, interesting call that would have been had there been another second left on the clock. Brian Finnerty, his momentum was about to carry him outside the penalty box, which would have been a handball call. Free kick against the Rockers, and a shootout and power play to boot. Anyway, with the score at the end of the third quarter, 5-point lead for the Rockers. Detroit 13, Canton 8.